Welcome to episode 266 of the Ben Briggs podcast. I am Ben Briggs. It is Tuesday, people. Tuesday, the 14th of February, 2023. And it's fucking Valentine's Day, people. How's about that? How's your fucking manufactured? You gotta love somebody today. Send them a card, send them some flowers. Day going for you. Mine is going okay. Thank you very much. Or as I like to call it, Valentine's Day is now a near miss day. Just reviewing all the near misses that have led me to being single on this day over the years. It's always a bit of a weird thing on Valentine's Day if you're single, I think. I know I'm not starting one of these fucking groups, one of these sympathy posts that they put up now. Oh my God, it's so bad being single on Valentine's Day. Nobody ever thinks of the single people on Valentine's Day anymore. I sent my, these people, I imagine there's people out there, isn't there? There's got to be people out there who sent themselves Valentine's card. If you sent yourself a Valentine's card, you need to check your narcissism, man. I don't know. There's always groups like that, isn't there? People posting up, shit about, posting it on social media about this is the love. Happy Valentine's Day to my wife of fucking 80 years. My wife of 15 years. I've been seeing my wife. I've been married for 15 years, and every fucking year I post on Facebook or social media, Happy Valentine's Day to my wife. She's right next to you, bud. You don't need to post it on fucking social media, do you? I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Maybe this is just me being grumpy. But if you live with your wife, you're married, you live with her, you woke up that morning, you've given her a card, you've given her chocolates and shit like that, do you then have to go on social media and type out Happy Valentine's Day to her as well and tag her in it? I'd love to see just a wife just post underneath, yeah, you told me this earlier. You got me a card, you got me some flowers. That's what it's all about, isn't it? Valentine's Day is not for guys. It's not for straight heterosexual men. Let's put it that way. Straight heterosexual men. Do I need to... I don't need to qualify that any more than that, do I? Straight heterosexual, non-gay, non-fucking bisexual men. It's not for us. It's for it's a day where we have to usually try and think of something that we can get them. It's the classics you go for, isn't it? Chocolates, flowers, card, maybe some sort of skimpy underwear that you're gonna put on for a I don't know, people. Anyway, it's the day of love, apparently. Apparently it is the day of love today. So, yeah, I don't ever recall anything I've ever got for Valentine's Day. That's how meaningless it's always been to me. It's always been a sort of, I know you should make the effort. I know you should tell. Shouldn't you be telling the person you love them for the other 364 days, 365 on a leap year, how much you feel about them? Shouldn't they? In the little gestures, that you do, that nobody ever really picks up on. Do they? That's what everybody says, don't they? That's what they say. It's the little things in life, isn't it, that you do for people. Yeah, but they never fucking realise that you're doing that for them. Yeah, the support you give them on a daily basis, the trust you have for them, the the little things you do for them that they don't even know about. No, I want to get recognition for all of those things, yeah? I want recognition immediately when I've stuck by somebody and said something nice or supported them through something. They never bring that up at the end of a relationship. At the end of a relationship is like an appraisal on your on how you are of a human being, isn't it? That end of relationship sort of argument. It's always like an appraisal, isn't it? Where you go through, like if you're hopping from one relationship to another, pretty much like I have, very much in the style of Indiana Jones after he's just grabbed the idol. That's how I see every fucking relationship. Ah, dear. The end of every fucking relationship for me is I've grabbed the idol and I'm running for the fucking cave door, trying not to fucking get hit with anything too bad that's going to affect me going into the next one. That door closing down and grabbing the hat. That hat is my fucking mental health. Just reaching for it as the door comes underneath. I don't know, people. But anyway, we got a bit sidetracked. Every time, like every end of a relationship seems to be like it all comes out then, doesn't it? Like everything. That's how you find out what somebody really thinks of you at the end. All that shit they've been holding back. And luckily for me, I have found a way out of that. You just leave. You don't stay for that bit. You just fucking leave. Just go. That's it. Move on to the next one and then try and convince them that you're a decent human being. I don't know, people. But, yeah, it's a bit of a weird one looking back on... I've never remembered receiving anything nice on Valentine's Day. A card, really. That's all guys get, really, isn't it? I don't know about other relationships. Mate, in a heterosexual relationship, that's all you kind of get, like a card, maybe some chocolates or something, chocolate and, heart-shaped chocolate or something like that. You never get anything like you're like fucking wicked. This is amazing. Fucking hell, you bought me a PlayStation for Valentine's Day. Sweetheart. Thank you. But I don't know. People. It's the older I get, the more I think, the least I understand people. And everybody says in a relationship, don't they? Just go with your gut. That's what you need to do. Just go with your gut. I'm not sure my gut has the psychic capabilities that everybody else believes it has. I think my gut's just a fucking lone wolf at this stage, just doing whatever it wants to do. I haven't got a gallbladder. I don't even trust my gut to do its own job. Every fucking shit I have is a rush to get to the toilet because I have no fucking gallbladder, so I can't control the fucking stomach, the bile in my stomach. So I'm constantly like, is that 30 seconds away from shitting myself? Which, to be honest, keeps you on your toes. You have to be in relatively good shape if you don't have a gallbladder, because you need to know that you can get to a toilet in 30 seconds or it's over, isn't it? I don't know if I was one of these people who was vastly overweight and just waddling everywhere. there'd be a constant stream of shit coming out of me, I think. Anyway, here we go. Let's not play this day down. This day means a lot to people. It means a lot to women. I don't know if it means a lot in other, sexualities. I don't know. Do the gays do a lot more for Valentine's Day? That would be quite nice, I like the idea of that. Two gay guys just like giving each other cards and presents and things like that. I imagine it's fabulous. I imagine the cards have glitter in. Maybe this is, Maybe that's a stereotype, but that's a nice stereotype to have, isn't it? There'd be a little bit more caring than just getting a card and then, I don't know. I've never done the. I don't think I've ever done the. I've done it a couple of times, I think. Actually, doing the sending flowers to work. That's the big one, isn't it? That's how you get them, isn't it? You send the flowers to the workplace. That's how you. Because women like to be seen to be loved, don't they? They want that perfect. Here's a bit of misogyny for you. Hey, man, that's misogyny. No, that's just my experience. This is just my experience, people. Women like to be seen by other women to be in a strong, sturdy, loving relationship. So anybody out there getting flowers from a garage and bringing them home at 5 o'clock, you've missed your opportunity. You just spend a little bit more money, get them sent to work so everybody can make a big thing out of it. They become the star of the show. You've got to shovel in that coal into that ego, keep that burning for them. Send them to work. That's what I would do. I mean, obviously, I'm giving advice. You're all thinking, why the fuck are you giving people advice, Ben? You're single at the age of 46. I am single at the age of 46, but this is because I refuse to settle for people who are either clearly mental or I am not compatible with. Although, saying that, this may change over the next few years. I may have to just settle and then be one of those guys who just settles, who's just every now and again, when he's out with his wife, just gives some other woman another look and go, oh, God. It's like that, like the bullseye, isn't it? Like fucking Jim Bowen's bullseye from years ago. Look at what you could have won. That's it. If you hadn't settled down, I don't think that's. I think the priority for me now is not finding a girlfriend or a wife or meeting anybody. Hey, is she your wife? Is she, Ben? She belongs to you. Oh God, let's not start that. I think more my priority these days at the age of 46 is like checking out a nice care home. That's it. Starting to research things to do in retirement and care homes. That's what I need to start researching rather than looking for a long-term partner. It's not even a life partner now, is it? You know what I mean? It's at tops 20 odd years. And all I need to do is find somebody who I can put up with for 20 odd years and they can put up with me for 20 odd years. And then they can do whatever they want after that period. That's it. What a cynical way to look at things on Valentine's Day, Ben. Let's have a little bit of water. We're on the water, people. I know. I've been checking my blood pressure lately. I don't know if water will have an effect on lowering my blood. Oh God, I can't even say it, man. Blood pressure. I said, why is that so difficult to say? Because your blood pressure's high, Ben, and you're probably having a stroke. There we go. So my blood pressure's a little bit high. I've got one of these machines. My mum bought me, my mummy one of these blood pressure machines, and now that is my hobby. Checking my blood pressure every day. It's fucking, Jesus. You can see why. That people, now I'm 46 as well, like, obviously, I am out of the age range of 18 to 45. That is the major killer in men is suicide. So I'm out of that age range now, which I ain't gonna lie to you is a it's a big weight off my mind. That every day I was waking up between the age of 45. Shall I become a statistic or not? But now I can see why guys do it, because when you get in your late 40s, all you're doing is essentially just monitoring your own downfall. That's what I have become obsessed with my own blood pressure. Between the ages of 18 to 30, I didn't even give a shit about blood pressure. I'd never thought about it. I don't think anybody even took my blood pressure. Nobody's interested in your blood pressure until you get into your late 30s, and then it becomes a big thing, doesn't it? And it's, it's a build-up of all the shit that you've done. Why didn't somebody take me aside when I was 18 and said, look, all of this shit that you're doing, smoking, drinking, you're going to be having to, on a daily basis, take your blood pressure when you're in your late 40s and see, like a roulette fucking thing, like a roulette wheel of numbers to see how that's working out for you. I don't know, man. It's fucking shit getting old. Although you never feel any sort of like older in your mind. It's just your body, isn't it? That's it. It's just, every day. There's something new every day. The other day, like, what was it, 2 days ago? I woke up for some reason and my foot was hurting. I have no idea. Went to bed, fine. Slept, 8 hours sleep. Got it in there, smashed it in the bag. That's what you're meant to do, isn't it? 8 hours. 8 hours is healthy, so, if you believe the YouTube videos that I've been watching, if you don't get 8 hours, then you're going to fucking end up like Margaret Thatcher with dementia when you're older, because your brain's fucking not settling or not healing itself, or, like just degenerating. That was one of the big things with her, I think, why she went mental. And Ronald Reagan, they think, because she was only on like 4 hours sleep a night. So you're trying to get 8 hours sleep a night. So you don't fucking, so you can actually remember your life when you get older. And die in the knowledge that you have some horrendous disease rather than absolutely bemused to it. I don't know where I was going with this now. Where am I going with this? I've gone on too many tangents here. So you're trying to get, for some reason, like my foot just starts hurting, like the next day. I've been, horizontal all night. Nothing's been around me. I haven't been up and about walking. I'm not a sleepwalker. I haven't been running up and down the stairs here. I haven't tried to turn a defender and go round him. All I've done is sleeping, and the next day I wake up and my fucking foot's absolutely killing me. I have no idea why, how can you injure yourself when you're asleep? And every day I'm waking up at the minute. This is probably something to do with the blood pressure. Not to go on about that, people. It's not that serious, to be honest. It's only a little bit high. But every day I'm waking up and, like, my arm's dead. I wake up, my arm's just flopping around all over the place. One arm, then the other arm. Then you fucking wake up and your fucking leg's dead. Various parts of my body I'm waking up, and I swear to God, it's just getting in practice. They're eventually, that's what happens. This is just a test to see if these parts of my body are all geared up ready for when I die. It's just a dry run for death at this age. Each part of my body, that's okay. The left arm can shut down. That's great. Right, tomorrow night, we'll all check the right arm to see if we can shut that down. And then crack on through 20 years' time, guys. If we do this every year, it's like a fucking fire drill. It's like a fire drill at work. Jesus. I don't know. What a thing to talk about on Valentine's Day. I have no major memories of doing anything special on Valentine's Day, by the way. I remember going out for a couple of meals with people. I remember going out on a first date on Valentine's Day. That was a fucking weird experience. Years ago, meeting some woman, should I say. I think I was in my 20s. And I'd met her on I think I'd met her on the Saturday night or something, and then went out for a drink in a little pub on Valentine's night. It's fucking horrendous. I don't know, people. I think it was the only night I was free or something like that, or the only night she was free. But it was only it was weird on your first date, people coming over. Do you want to buy her a rose and shit? Like, oh, fuck off, mate. You used to get that, didn't you? You used to get that in nightclubs years ago. The guy who used to go around with the roses, you know, and you'd be standing there just like talking to somebody, you know, talking to a girl or a woman at that age, you know, you're 18, 19. And then Mr. fucking Cockblock comes over with his fucking bunch of roses. Thanks very much, mate. I don't even know a name, mate. You know what I mean? I've just vaguely been passing the time of day with her over the loud music, catching every fourth word that she says. I don't think this is, this is the time to bring over sort of like romantic artifacts to try and woo her with. I don't think a rose that costs, £2 is going to win her over, to be perfectly honest, when she's when I stink of fucking Sambuca. There's a little bit more water there. Let's keep everything's a little bit sensitive. I've just whitened my teeth, people. So, I know. Hey, what are you? Some sort of fucking fanny? Yeah, I am. Thank you. I've just fucking whitened my teeth as well. That's the... I don't even know if it works, by the way, this teeth whitening that I do. I get the gum shield things. I went to the dentist. They do the molds, don't they? I went to the dentist. They do the molds for you. They mold them to your teeth. I've got a bit of a crooked bottom bit to my teeth. One of my teeth goes in because when I was a child, I went over the handlebars of my bike. I've got a fucking scar on the bottom of my chin. Straight over, trying to keep up with my brother, that was. My brother's like about 3.5 years older than me. We had a homemade ramp. It was, there was a curb, and then we put a ramp on the curb, like everybody in the street. There was quite a few kids in the street. There's about, like 6, 7 of us, like kids who grew up like all in the same street. I don't really keep in contact with any of them apart from my brother, but I see them every now and again. I see them around town. A few of them still live in town, and I see them. But we constructed this out of like flexi board, sort of like wood, and then bricks. That's the classic ramp for a kid, isn't it? Like it was about 2 bricks high, like off a curb as well, and everybody went off it. They were fine. People who were doing it were a little bit older than me. They were about 3 or 4 years older than me. So I'm the fucking youngest. I'm on the smallest bike, obviously. And like a fucking idiot, I go off the ramp. I'm not really going that fast. And I didn't pull up the front wheel. That's what you're meant to do, isn't it? Pull up the front wheel, you land on the back wheel, put it down. I just went straight off, didn't pull up the front wheel. The front wheel hit the fucking pavement. I went straight over the handlebars and landed on my fucking chin. So that has given me a tooth that is slightly out at the bottom. I mean, I must have been, I forget how old I was. I must have been about 5, 6 years old, something like that. I think my teeth were just coming through, but it's fucked that tooth up anyway. So like the whitening, you can tell it on the when you look at the molds, it just looks fucking horrendous. It don't have to leave your teeth fucking sensitive, I tell you. I don't even know if it's making them whiter. All I know is that you put this paste stuff in to whiten them up into every individual thing. You're like a fucking doctor. You've got a hypodermic needle type thing. Put it around the inside, put it around the outside, and then it all fucking foams up in your mouth. You look like a fucking lunatic when you're doing it. And you have to keep it in for about an hour. And all I know is it fucking burns my gums. My teeth randomly will just start aching. And I don't really know if it's actually making my teeth any whiter. So I pay for this shit. I buy this shit off the internet, off of registered places, by the way. This is proper professional fucking... I think it's made by Philips, which, you know, that's what they're into. They have their fingers into a lot of pies, Philips, don't they? They do teeth whitening stuff and TVs. So, you know, I'm not sure whether they're meant to be trusted. But we shall see. We shall see how that works out. What are we on? 25 minutes, people. 25 minutes on this day of love. How can we finish this off? I did see all the furore about the Brit Awards. I used to, years ago, back in the 90s, a lot of you won't remember this. You remember the 90s, guys? You remember those times? I sound like one of these fucking, you know, old-fashioned comedians whose all his references end with the millennium bug. Do you remember those? Those comedians are still out there, people. All their references end with Y2K. Years ago, I used to watch the Brit Awards. I used to watch, you know, it was relevant to me. You know, you had bands on it that you knew that you liked. I've seen the furore about the Brit Awards because some geezer wore, you know, Sam Smith, is it? Here we go, with the old pronouns. He's king of the pronouns. Or queen of the pronouns or whatever. Keen? Would you call it that? Or Quing? He is Quing. We'll call it that. We'll call him Quing of the pronouns. That doesn't bother me really. Why would it bother me? That's firstly, I don't really give a shit. I'm going to try my best. You know, I'm going to try my best. If you want to be known as they, them, I'm going to try my best to remember that, right? Half of the time when I meet people, I don't even remember their fucking name. They'll introduce me and I'll go, all right, mate, how you doing? And then it's gone. I always think mate is that's a good, broad enough word to use for people. That's what I use. I use mate for everybody. All right, mate, how you doing, mate? Stuff like that. You know, men, women, they, thems, transgender people. Everybody's mate. You're safe with mate, I think. Not unless that has, for some reason now that's not appropriate. But yeah, I use mate for everything. But apparently Sam Smith has caused a furore because of the weird outfits he's wearing and things like that. You know, like it's just, they're fucking pop stars, aren't they? They all wear weird shit, don't they? The only ones who didn't really were probably, you know, the Oasis, Blur, sort of like, you had that Britpop-y era, didn't you? Where not many people, you know, it's not... it's a fashion thing, isn't it? It was kind of like streetwear from the terraces, you know, that casual 80s, that shop, that's all fucking Oasis, Blur, that sort of thing, isn't it? Whereas, wearing a big fucking, I don't even know what it was. The fucking thing he wore. It was like some sort of PVC outfit or whatever. You're gonna wear that if you wanna, people to talk about you. And he's not wearing that, but like he's not wearing that to be inconspicuous, is he? He's wearing that because he knows it's gonna, people are gonna go, fucking hell, look at that outfit. That's weird, and they're gonna talk about it forever. But it's a weird thing that's happened. People have gone mental about it online, comparing him to David Bowie, saying, well, David Bowie wore something like this, but yeah, David Bowie earned it. I don't know. I don't know if it's possible to earn an outfit like that. But also, the thing is, the papers were trying to say is controversial. It's a very weird thing sometimes where you get an insight into what the papers try to see as controversial, and you actually think to yourself, the newspapers in this country are actually quite conservative and tame. They seem outraged by everything, don't they? Everything seems to outrage them because they're trying to predict the mood of the nation so they can go along with it. Oh my God, this controversial outfit. Was it really controversial? If he was wearing that outfit and he had a cutout of his fucking cock and balls hanging out and he's got nipples cut out and they're chained together and they're going to a chain to the end of his dick, I'd look at that. Even I would look at that and go, actually, that's quite controversial, isn't it? But, he's fully clothed. He's fully covered up. He looks weird. I imagine it was very difficult for him to move around in it. When they're pumping the air into it, where he's just about to go out and he's can barely walk in it, you got to think, it's not one of those outfits where you're going to look in the mirror and go, you know what? I don't look half bad. If I put a suit on and make an effort, I can sometimes catch myself. If the lighting's right, I can catch myself and go, actually, you still look all right, Benny boy. You know what I mean? It's not too bad. You scrub up all right. It's not one of those outfits where you're going to go, actually, you know what? I never thought about having a blow-up PVC suit before, but this fucking, I don't know what it is about my face, but this fucking works, man. But it's the whole thing where people are trying to, oh my God, this is groundbreaking. Lady Gaga wore meat, I'm not sure that it's 2023. I'm not sure that it's the time to be shocked by what people are wearing on a red carpet to an award ceremony. It's like, holy fucking shit. Everybody has always worn either a black dress or a tuxedo, and then suddenly he comes out with this. I don't know. Everybody's shocked about everything these days, isn't it? And it's just to sell fucking papers or get clicks in it. And fair play to him, he's done it, hasn't he? Even I'm talking about it on this fucking podcast. The hypocrisy of you, Ben. Anyway, we're on 32 minutes, people. 32 minutes. I'm sorry it's been a bit, It's been a bit there. It's not been... If you tuned into this podcast hoping for the romantic experience, thinking, you know what? It's Valentine's Day. I'm sitting here with my wife. We want a little bit of romance. What are we gonna listen to? And you have tuned into the Ben Briggs podcast hoping for that this will be some way of getting a smooth way into, a little bit little bit of happy time later with your partner. I'm sorry if this hasn't cut the mustard for you, but we can only do what we do here at the Ben Briggs podcast. That's it. That was episode 266 of the Ben Briggs podcast. There's a few little bits in there. I use this essentially as a stream of consciousness to write material. So there might be some bits in here, in this very podcast, that become material one day. And I am essentially, you are the first person to hear this. Or I will just glaze over all of it and never mention any of this again. Anyway, that's episode 266, people. Have a good rest of your week, motherfuckers. I will be back on Saturday winging my voice through the airwaves into your ears. That's if you're still tuning in. But have a good week. I'll speak to you on Saturday. Take care.